Hello everybody. This is Yvonne for Yvonne's Love Stream Walks, coming to you this Friday, the 2nd of April 2026 from Lerwick or Lerwick, depending on who you ask about the pronunciation. So yes, I'm just standing at the water's edge here, part of the old town, looking out. It's been, I can't believe that you are lucky enough to have blue sky today, because Alice and I, my sister Alice and I, have had hail, gusts of wind so strong you can't get the car door open. Here's Alice waving hello. And it's a beautiful clear day. I don't know, Lida, if you meant it's a beautiful clear day where you are, but it has turned out lovely here, and nice to see you, Bonnie and Tom. Yes, the Shetland TV series indeed. So we're going to walk along the coast a little bit here. Hi, Suzanne. And yeah, I think I just said hello to you, Lida. And when we arrived on the ferry at 7:30 this morning, it was raining very, very heavily. It was grey, it was horrible, and we thought, oh, it's 7:30, we can't get into our bed and breakfast till 2:30 in the afternoon. What are we going to do? But actually, in between the squalls of hail and rain, we managed to have a fantastic day. And we've been down to the really remarkable, I don't know how you pronounce it, Jarlshof. It's a Viking and Neolithic place, a bit like Skara Brae in the Orkneys. Hi, Peter. Welcome to the Shetland Islands. And we've seen some brocks and some, just really, really brilliant ruins. And also Sombra Head. We drove across the runway of the airport, the Shetland Island Airport. People are saying hello to you too, Alice. So we're just wandering along here. And today, I have no gloves on, but the wind is very fresh, and we're walking with the blessing of, there it is, illumination. Now, I love that word. Kendall, are you on? I bet you'll love that word. Hi, Jeanette. Yeah, the word illumination, that's not just light, is it? That's the brightest of lights, like a revelation of light. And look at the beautiful stone here. But wait. Yes. So there was one spot I was going to start, which was particularly beautiful. And everywhere you go, look, there's the water just there between the houses. And this blue sky, remarkable. Honestly, very remarkable. We got soaked. Just incredibly strong wind, and I hear a storm is coming on Sunday, so God knows what that will be like. And look at these cute little alleyways here. And I was astonished to find that the Vikings were in the Shetland Islands and the Orkney Islands for 600 years. Just amazing. And when we get up to the Shetland is made up of many, many islands. And when we get up to Unst, we will see some of the Viking boats. Irmgard, hello. Good to see you. And so the Viking heritage is very prevalent here with the names of places. And I'm very happy to bring you here. And as Eileen said last week, peace be unto you. So I hope that sort of wove its way through your lives over the last week. Peace be unto you. And I hope you were able to be swift of heart if anything sort of triggered you. And here we have a lovely little, look at this, so cute, down here on the rocks, the sea, very, very clear. There's a lot of wind turbines out in the distance, which you probably can't see, in this very lovely, beautiful, ramshackly sort of place. Loads of character. Looks like a little smuggler's place, doesn't it? There's an even, the lodberry. I don't know what that means, the lodberry. Yeah, so apparently it depends who you ask whether it's pronounced Lerwick or Lerwick. And, oh yeah, here's a beautiful old house here. Very grand one. Oh, Bonnie, your grandmother was born in Lerwick. Fantastic. It's always interesting, and I think a couple of you said last week that your ancestors had the name Anderson, and we are going to go past something owned by the Andersons. And also, apart from Jarlshof, which really, if any of you get over here, gosh, what a place to see. We also went to St. Ninian's Isle, where there's a beautiful isthmus of sand joining the little island. Ah, look, isn't that beautiful? I have a feeling that many scenes of the Shetland detective series were filmed on this little beach here. Very atmospheric, isn't it? Gosh, I imagine the water is quite cold. And Alice is taking photographs. Look at these fantastic steps. I'm sure that this is where Mr. Perez... Oh, that was a big up, Bonnie. The steps are very uneven. Let me show you the steps here. They are... See, I was expecting regular steps like that, and instead suddenly they became like that. And look, isn't that brilliant? Fantastic little spot, isn't it? So up we go. And let's go along to the little harbour. There's lots of little laneways, very steeply rising from the seafront up to the... Yeah. They're mad. But look, it's so beautiful here. Really gorgeous. I'm just looking out there. Yeah, that was a very big oops, wasn't it, Bonnie? Anyway, how are you all doing since we last met last Friday at the beautiful rhododendron in front of the original caravan? Today, Eileen's big challenge is, last week I think it was nothing happens by chance, and this week it's you can't blame anyone else for your state of mind. Your state of mind is your own responsibility. All these gorgeous old buildings, and there's the clock tower in front of us, which says it's 4:10. Yeah, so this week, and of course most of the shops are closed because it's Good Friday, but some of them are open. And of course Shetland is very famous for its knitwear. Oh, hi Marie Rose. Do go back to the beginning, Marie Rose, because we're in Lerwick on the Shetland Islands, the capital of the Shetland Islands. Some beautiful old buildings here in the little narrow walkways. Here's the Queen's Hotel. You can probably hear the wind. I'm just giving you a little look here at some of the knitting for those of you who like a good knit. Yeah, there's lots of knitwear. And we went, and I was talking about St. Ninian's, beautiful little isthmus of sand. Very lovely. And here we go. Oh gosh, look at the end of that house. Gorgeous stone. And then down here. Oh, there's one of the boats just going now down there. Alice is following obediently along behind. Look at this building with its turret there. Very nice turret. Nice stonework. And then down to the harbour, so the lifeboats. Yeah, here's the lifeboat headquarters. Yeah, we can't go out onto the pier, sadly, but look, there's one of the ferries. Is it going over to Bressay? Is that Bressay over there? So many different islands. Oh, so that's where we just were. Yeah, so you can't blame your state of mind on anyone else. It all rests with you. And she says it's good to start with gratitude for being alive, if nothing else. For having woken up this morning. Gosh, the wind. I wish you could see my hair and my scarf blowing in the wind. And look, here we are. Down on the... Oh, I can't get onto there either. Oh, anyway. Look at this lovely... I mean, it's a little bit backlit because of the sun. Well... Bonnie, I hope to go to a pub and hear some good Shetland folk music, but maybe it won't be happening on Good Friday. Maybe Saturday or Sunday. And I'm here for a week, not in Lerwick though, going up to Vidlin and then up to across Yell to Unst to Muckleflugga Lighthouse. What a fantastic name. It's the most northerly lighthouse in the UK. And Muckleflugga. Built by the Stevensons, of course, the famous lighthouse building family. Yeah, this is an interesting something. It's got a bit of Shetland. There is a sort of dialect here called Shetland. And there's a bit of writing on that. Here you go. Delightsome boy. That's a little poem, I think. Anyway, gorgeous house. And a bit of a wind. Anyway, Fort Charlotte is along here somewhere. I'm not sure we'll get to Fort Charlotte today, but it was built as against the Dutch. Invasion of the Dutch, can you imagine? And also... we were looking into how the Shetland Islands got to be Scottish. And apparently it was when James, well, it was James III, I think, married Margaret of Norway. He got the Shetland Islands. It became part of Scotland, I guess as part of her dowry. And that wasn't till 14-something. So you can see a lot of dark stone. Whoa! Can you hear the wind? Oh, there you are. I was wondering where you were. Look, Alice is well rugged up. Look.
Red nose.
Oh, look. Sorry, what? Oh, yes, that's the one I wanted to show you, Bonnie. And I don't know whether Rebecca Lynn is on. Oh, hi, Jeanette. So there's the Anderson and Co. Shetland warehouse. Knitting wool, baby nursery and Shetland knitwear. Now, we could go up this little street. Or, well, shall we go up one of these streets to the left and just... check out the main street, which is not so busy as it could be on a normal day. All right, let's nick across here. Always happy to see public toilets. And the local distillery. Ah, that's interesting, Jeanette. And here we have look, they seem to put da instead of the. That must be part of the local dialect. And these little, look at the gables and the chimney pots up there. And the little alleyways. Look at that tiny little alleyway. So I guess in the next week we all need to work on our state of mind, since it's our responsibility. Here's Peterson's Closs. Nice little look at that little alleyway up there. Hi Cindy, do go back to the beginning to check out what's going on here in Shetland. So this one is the Shetland flag. And this one is the Scottish flag. Not very different. And then there's lots of otters and seals and puffins. And of course lots of Viking regalia. Maybe we should go up this little close, Alice. Up this little narrow bitty. What do you think? Yeah, so just a reminder. Oh, look, there's a little echo as I go down here. Gratitude for being alive rather than being disgruntled about things. And she talks about the little things that irritate us. And she said, you know, she more or less said, get over yourselves. You know, these little things, she said, aren't you sort of sick of your own constant personal likes and dislikes? I think we do identify too much with our personal likes and dislikes, and I think we all have far too many opinions. Just let things go a little bit. Oh, here we go. So we're coming on to the main drive here. Well, there's Beg's shoes. So this is the main sort of street, quite narrow, pedestrian, Bank of Scotland. Look, here's another little, instead of close, they say closs. See, look at all the stairs going up. A little bit like parts of Edinburgh. And the stone and the windows going, but a lovely blue sky. Look at that. We certainly didn't see that when we woke up in the little cabin on the Northlink ferry this morning. It's a 14-hour trip, by the way, and very nice boat. Gorgeous stone. Oh, look at that cute little turret there, and the turret up there. It's amazing to think how much the Viking presence was here. Now this is very Shetland. Peary is the word for tiny, the local dialect for tiny, and you've got Peary sweaters and Peary cafes and Peary everythings. The sea on the voyage was very calm going out of Aberdeen, and got a little rockier during the night. After we pulled in at Kirkwall in the Orkneys, I was asleep by then, and after that it definitely got a bit choppier, but you know, I slept, it was fine. Ah, look at these knitted hens. Ah, very cute. That's a great shop, haberdashery, and very lovely for Easter too. And we continue along here. Oh, now there's something some of you might like. A gift shop and cake away. Haha, very clever. And lots of puffins. Look, very cute. And all the little houses. I mean, I already love Shetland. I've only been here, well, not even a whole day, and I love the wildness, the rawness, the remoteness of it. And just everywhere you look, there's water, there's inlets, there's locks. Oh, look at this little close up here as well. Look, if you go, it goes up and up and up. And I'm coming up here to some sort of wall. Maybe that's the wall of the fort. And of course to my right I have the water. Another little close going up. Also, Eileen draws a lovely comparison with a piece of elastic this week. And she says, you know, if you're always tense and irritated by other people, she said, you know, pieces of elastic, they just go more and more taut till they snap. They need to be released gently. And she said, let's do that. Let's open our hearts to ease the strain and the tension, rather than to just let it get more and more taut. Look at this one too. These really solid buildings. Putting up with this wind all the time, you'd have to be, wouldn't you? But you can see how steep it goes up from sea level. Everywhere you have to walk up a hill. Goat's milk soaps. Sort of coming, yeah, this looks like, wow, it looks sort of like the bottom of Edinburgh Castle. I haven't been to Fort Charlotte yet, so that looks like it. Hi Joan, and hi Tom, are you back from your travels yet? Or are you still wafting around Europe somewhere, having a grand old time? I can just see the tip of a cannon there in the centre of the picture, so this is definitely the fort. And I can see another little cannon sticking its nose out. And I don't know whether many of you know the story of the Shetland bus. After the sort of fall of Norway to the Nazis early in the Second World War, they ran these small boats, which they called the Shetland bus, as a sort of way to keep it secretive. And they took refugees from Norway to the safety of Scotland. And it was a very, very dangerous thing to do. Oops. Very, very dangerous thing to do. Can you imagine crossing the cold water between Norway and the Shetland Islands in the middle of winter? But I just bought a book about it, actually, because it really interests me, the bravery of these people. Yeah, look at the wall. Quite solid. Ah, yeah, I'm sure the cats are very happy to see you, Tom. And then I'm up here, and look, I'm just looking down now at the water, and I'm pretty sure right across from me, yeah, the next ferry to Bressay departs at 4:30, and look, it's just coming in. Let me just wander along here a little bit so you can see the ferry coming in. Bressay is the island just over there. It's just a long, slender island. So there's the mainland, and they call it the sort of north mainland and the south mainland. And then you cross a little ferry to Yell, and then you cross another little ferry to Unst, and then you can go to Fetla. You can go out to the very small island of Fula, or you can go on a longer boat trip to Fair Isle, but they're very weather dependent, so not always possible. Anyway, over the next week, we each need to think about what stresses us and sort of commit to letting go of the stress gently. Let it go gently. And this week, Eileen also talks about accepting things intuitively. She says, you know, don't waste time trying to understand everything with your intellect. And I agree with that. Sometimes I just know things are true, and I don't need to understand mentally how it's possible. Anyway, here we see another nice big building with these lovely turrets on top. I think I've lost Alice. Oh no, there she is. I thought I'd lost her in the shoe shop. But and there's a shop, a big warehouse up ahead. I won't get to there, but I love that word, ironmonger. An ironmonger, ship chandler, shipwright, engineer, all these lovely things to do with the coast. And there's the Bressay ferry. A few cars on it, 3 or 4 cars coming off. The huge ferry we came on from Aberdeen, oh my God, it was enormous. Huge lorries driving on. Oh, Jeanette, you learned how to ride a Shetland pony. Yeah, they're very feisty, I can imagine that. Anyway, I'm just looking back there to the town, and my cold hands are saying, time to call it quits. Just in time to catch the Bressay ferry. Yeah. Anyway, so homework for next week, of course, is take responsibility for your own state of mind. Wake up and be grateful that you're alive. And notice what petty things irritate and irk you, and just let them go. Gently let them go. See what happens. Alice and I will also do that. And yeah, oh, and just quickly too, I went for a walk around Cologne Garden the other day, and it was so wonderful to see the propagation tunnels with lovely fennel and tomato and all these little things growing. It was full of greenery, and a couple of the fields had been tilled and ready, and maybe had already been sown, with lots of lovely wood chips all over them. And of course, as we speak, the conference Economics as If Life Matters is happening at the park. I hope that's going well, and I hope the weather is kind. So here from Lerwick, and Alice is waving goodbye. Alice is a very loyal watcher of the walks on a Friday, no matter where she is, usually in Fremantle, Western Australia. But here she is with me, and yes, I'm very happy to have you with me. And the last thing I want to say, I always love this one. I don't necessarily act in my own best interests. It's a really good one, and a good one for me to step back, and sometimes, yeah, I don't always know what's best for me. That's a good thing to remember. Yes, we will have, we're in Lerwick for a couple of days, but the distances are so short, and I'm very happy that we've seen down in the south now, and we can wander over to the west. And yeah, I'm very pleased to have been able to bring you to the Shetland Isles. And next week, I should be home by then, but you never know. Haha. All right. I'm glad you've all enjoyed the visit to the northernmost part of the United Kingdom. And I mean, the trouble is these really gorgeous rural places, so full of raw, wild energy, full of the elements, the signal is usually not very good. But if there is something that's really fantastic and the signal is good, I might do an impromptu. I'm looking forward to looking over the water to Muckleflugger Lighthouse, but that won't be till the middle of next week, I think. All right, lots of love to you. Love from me and Alice.
Bye.
with her very, very warm gloves she has on. She's smarter than I am. All right, bye for now. Oh, actually, let's do this. Oop. This is me with my hair looking very disheveled in the wind. Yeah. Bye for now. Mwah.